Welcome into a brand new episode of WSI TV. Enjoy the show.
Welcome everybody to another weekly market update. This is where we look at the overall stock market, short and long term trends, so we can see, make sure we're aligned with it and see what's going on for the short term, so we can make sure our trades are in the right direction according to the overall market. And for the longer term, you know, where's your pension, the economy, the whole thing, it's all wrapped up in the stock market. Here's where we check in every week. Here's the weekly chart, which goes back over a few years now. I've done some, here's the week-to-week action, these little zigzags, and this swervy blue line there is the 240-week moving average, actually, to smooth out the trend for us. Which is actually interesting in this situation, because what I've seen is, see these parallel lines I've drawn here. That was the kind of channel that this uptrend has been in over in November 2016, when my proprietary signal gave the early warning that this was a bull market. And up she went, up she went. And one of the things that concerned me all the way through this was that, you know, we weren't really having any healthy corrections in a bull market, which typically mean swooping down and kind of skimming or getting close to that 40-week moving average and to keep the thing going. And this really didn't happen. However, I didn't get in the way of that. We made some good trades. Members did anyway, who could follow me, and you know, made the most of that. In the past the past month or so, what you could see here is what happened is that this was already an aggressive uptrend, and it poked above that uptrend, and that was, you know, I mean, obviously unsustainable. And then to hit 90% up there on that green shaded area was, you know, was obviously not going to take long to, you know, couldn't stay there for very long. However, this week, what difference 1 week makes. We've seen this red line going down like that was an abrupt, but really just a come back to earth wake up call, because it was already, you know, in silly town. As I have been commentating, I mean, this was already aggressive. It got really crazy. It couldn't stop there forever, but it happened quite quick. So what does this mean? What happens next? And that's really the big question. I mean, the first thing you can see is that, look, this is nowhere near, you know, the end of this bull market. It's not even anywhere near a healthy correction for this bull market. It's just coming back down to the crazy channel that was already in. So we're nowhere near anything. So the big thing is that what happens now? Does this settle down into sort of chugging along with the upwards trend after this weird little blip, what was already high, or is this the start of something bigger? Which actually I would welcome anyway, because we just need a healthy correction to keep the whole thing going. One thing I had been mentioning in January and in my seminar and all this is that you can expect more volatility this year, and this could be the start of that, which really just means, look, you know, markets don't go up in straight lines. You know, they have to zigzag along the way. We haven't had any zigzagging, so, you know, it's about time. So what do we see here? We see on that day, on Friday, which was the biggest sell-off day, this red bar here raised a little bit, not massively, but it did go up a little bit, which means that, you know, that was a day of, you know, big day of selling and distribution by the larger organizations, banks and so on. It didn't close quite at the bottom of its range, which tells me that, you know, there is hope for this turning around on Monday. I don't like the way this RSI just took it right down below this 50% line here. But having said that, look, you know, here's the 50-day moving average, and it's still well above that. You know, it's got a long way to come down before it even represents a healthy correction. But I do want to see this has to stabilize, you know, in the week ahead. So long-term trend, really have to say, look, you know, there's no doubt about it. This is obviously a bull market. My proprietary indicator is not told to get out by any means. But shorter term, this is a kind of amber light, I would say, where we really have to see what happens this week. If it holds in this sort of area, then great, and hopefully it'll just keep back into this channel, sort of chugging away higher. If it doesn't hold in this kind of area here, then we might be looking for something deeper, and this, you know, and a proper healthy correction for a market would be, you know, it has to come way down here to like sort of 26, just 25, 75 areas, something like that on the S&P 500, to be anything like healthy. But what this means is look, I am now with my trades, I am going to be setting some gain locks to lock in the profits to make sure they don't evaporate if things get nastier, and to batten down the hatches just preemptively a little bit, and certainly not to add to any new trades at this time. But see if I can see anything anywhere else. We see the VIX, which is a measure of volatility, how much downside protection and people are buying for the S&P 500. And obviously it spiked on Friday, but we've been there back in August. It wasn't quite as high as this, but this has happened. So before, during this current bull market. So we're nothing. To summary, the short term, hold position, see what happens. The market has to hold position as well, and we're really at a point of you just got to wait and see what happens now for the week ahead. But it is, it does need to stabilize. So I will speak to you next time.
Thanks for watching the latest episode of WSI TV. Be sure to visit WSITV.com, where you can subscribe for free with no contract and gain instant access to the secrets of self-made millionaires via the WSI TV Vault. So go ahead and claim this gift for free now at WSITV.com.